Hi guys, thank you to be here. I'm Luca Vajani, and I work in Arias Tech. That's an Italian company that actually makes some kind of R&D for other big companies. So today I'm going to show you a new kind of implementation that is using the Bitcoin Lightning Network inside the video games for play to earn. Someone is already doing this, not even in Italy, not even in Swiss, in the world, yeah, but it's just a beta technology by now. So just let's see how it could work. I'm sure everybody know what is the Lightning Network, but I'm going to explain it again. So because we can call it a kind of layer 2 upon the Bitcoin blockchain. But it's not really a layer 2, because in fact the Lightning Network is just a standard specification, so it's bolts, the basis of Lightning technologies. So you can find many software that can allow us to interact using the Lightning Network protocol. So it's not a specific software like the Bitcoin blockchain. We can have many different producers and many different software that we can use it. We need just to respect the specification of the protocol. It has many advantages against the Bitcoin standard blockchain, because the blockchain is slow. We need to attend that the transactions are confirmed and published, and it's also so expensive, because we can pay a transaction on Bitcoin almost $20. I understand if we have to make a lot of transactions, it could be so expensive for the users and also for the company. So the Lightning Network is a revolutionary approach, because it allows to have instant, transaction just on the layer 2, and later they are confirmed on the underlying blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, with really low fees. We're going to see, and it's particularly suited for microtransaction because it introduces the concept of millisats. A millisat is a really small part of a Satoshi. A Satoshi is a really small part of a Bitcoin. So, with the price of Bitcoin, a Satoshi can worth also $4 or $5, okay? And a millisats can worth some cent. So we can really allow user to use cents using Bitcoins. And as a huge, a huge privacy, because it's a peer-to-peer. You use the onion routing just like the Tor protocol. So every communication between the nodes of the chain only knows the previous nodes. So nobody is going to know, only the first one, the starter and the receiver on that transaction are going to know who is sending what to whom. Okay, so the privacy is allowed. What we need to have a complete environment to make that kind of project work. We have to assure that we have a robust architecture, okay? Because like every application, especially if we are transacting money, okay? Because Bitcoins are money. And we can use some cloud-based service, because all the software we are going to see to make up this architecture are provided in container, so we can Dockerize everything. So easy to deploy, so easy to maintain. And this is a particular aspect of the Lightning node, because they need some balancing. So by now, the state of art of the Lightning nodes, we need a huge maintenance of the software, just on the Lightning one, okay? And obviously the security, because we are managing money, again. So, really simple. We have our applications, mobile app or games or websites, that goes through an application server that has some backend, some kind of logic. And the application server have to communicate with the Lightning Network node, that is a software, okay? That is communicating with a Bitcoin node. So we have to maintain two nodes. One Bitcoin core, it can be just an information node, it not has to be a validator, okay? It's just to be the standard node. And upon we are going to put this Lightning Network node that can allows us to exchange the information with the other nodes. The best and simple way to have a Bitcoin node working and easy to maintain is the BTC Pay server. It's an open source project. You can find easily on GitHub. They also have a good website. It's free. So just set up and configure it, and is responsible to be the basis of our tower, of our stack, because he's going to propagate the transaction and acquire the transaction to the Bitcoin chain. As I said before, for Lightning Network, we can find a bunch of different software that we can use. In this case, I suggest LND, Lightning Network Daemon, because it has a lot of features, really a lot, really useful feature. You may have some nodes where you have to open the payment channel manually. That is crazy, And LND offers automatic channel management, so he has a bot and a pilot that understand when he has to open channel with other nodes to communicate. We are talking about a peer-to-peer and an onion communication, so it has to open connection to the other nodes. Onion encrypted payments, so okay, that's privacy, that's cool, especially in blockchain world, everybody cares a lot about privacy. And he has the cool ability of pathfinding, because if we want to send a payment to someone, okay, this someone is connected to a Lightning node. We are connected to another one. So the nodes has to find a way, routing through our nodes, other nodes, to receive the payment, okay? And this is, in LND is automatic, is in another software, no. So, okay. And offers, for sure, what we are looking for, REST API and zPRC. So we can connect our backend with the node just in a standard programming way, REST API or gRPC, so using protobuffer, using Google protobuffer. What's the advantages of using the Lightning Network payments? Okay, we are going to see every point by now, because we are going to simplify the payment process just with the use of QR codes. So the users, for the user, the transaction are really, really easy. I don't know if anyone has ever made a transaction on the blockchain with some kind of wallet, like MetaMask or some. Okay, you have to add the chain, you have to generate your wallet, you have to click to approve, to confirm. This is immediate. It's really, really a different user experience. And we have, a real-time, near real-time confirmation of the transaction. So we can manage it in a faster way that we cannot find in any other payment method. Neither PayPal, neither Steam Acquire, neither, so it's really faster than whatever else. How is it going to work? So this is just a little technical scheme, okay? We have a technology called LNURL, okay? This is a Lightning Network URL, because in this URL, there are embedded all the information needed to complete a payment transaction. That can be a payment or a withdrawal, because one node can send a payment request from another node, so it can acquire money or it can give money. So it can allow you to take money from my account. You easily understand how in this scenario, the play-to-earn games become so easy to manage, okay? So this just, we start a transaction, send a request to generate LN URL, okay? And the node is responding with the instruction to generate the receipt and the payment amount, okay? The invoice is created, the invoice is sent to the customer just scan the QR code with the Lightning Network wallet. He just needs on the phone the Lightning Network wallet, and it's gone, okay? So easy. We can also take, withdrawals. So this is the user experience. Another QR code is generated. The QR code contains, some data that is almost this one, okay? And the code in it is going to connect to the node and complete the payment or the withdrawal. Okay, this is a more structured schema of how it actually is working. So you see, so we have a Lightning service provider that in this case is our backend with the Lightning node up there, okay? The Lightning network, that is the node, actually, the LND we set up previously. And the flow is really simple. So the client is going to scan the QR code, decode the URL, call the endpoint. The endpoint is generated by runtime. So one receipt cannot be used twice, even if you don't configure it. You can configure one receipt that can be used multiple times, but in the most cases, it's just one-time shot. Okay, so it's asking for the invoice. The service provider, so our API, our SDK, our backend, is going to answer him with the invoice, okay, for the response. The invoice is created, and so this is all the flow. Really simple, in fact. So it's just 2 points are communicating between them. Another cool thing of LN URL is that you can use also to authenticate. So you can also make the login just with your wallet. And you are basically signing a transaction that can make the server recognize the user based on this sign. So another layer of privacy. Okay, in that scenario where we don't need KYC, we can simply use LN out. Okay, so this is another cool thing we can do with the Lightning Network. And now, I'm taking Unity because we used to work in C# with Unity to video game creation, but obviously it can work with any other engine, also Unreal or Godot or JavaScript engine, whatever you want. But instead of the traditional microtransaction management, okay, where you need maybe to make them pay through, not through Apple, because, if Apple or Google discover that you are bypassing their payment methods, they will kill your app. But if you can distribute your game in some other way, on PC or WebGL or some really fast accessible ways, you can really have more opportunities to monetize inside the game. Because you can integrate this experience in the level design. So we were going to design a level for game. We're going to plan, okay, the user has to accomplish this mission. For this mission has to solve this puzzle. For this puzzle has to kill this monster, has to acquire this treasure, okay? And you can put inside real time in the story, in the level, the fact that when he discovered the treasure, he just receive a QR code, scan it, and receive the payments immediately. So it's a different way of level design strategy. Okay, you can also pay for something. What are you going to say? Architecture is so simple. So, as we said before, we have our game, our SDK that is going to communicate with our backend, okay? The backend is communicate via RST with the BTC Pay server with LND node and the Bitcoin core under. Okay, so we have to make it the user pay. We have to communicate with our backend, generate a payment receipt, expose it to the user directly inside the game. The user uses phone to scan and pay. The transaction on Lightning Network is immediate, so we can directly acquire the confirmation of the payment. So you can simply make it go. So simple. Now a little video of one, maybe you know, we are just in a cyberpunk environment and we need to access a reserved area to go maybe in some, you know, some part of the story, and we have a talk with the guard. Okay, this is actually a registration of a real game. Okay, this is where our dialogue system that integrated in the dialogue system, we have the capability of acquire payments. So, okay, the guard, so obviously you can make it everything, okay? I'm going to pay you a beer. Yeah, okay, scan the QR code with the phone. Pam. Good, it's gone. That's cool. Okay, the presentation is finished. 2 minutes, so we are in time for a couple of questions. Thank you for your time. Please study Bitcoin for your freedom. If you don't know, study. Thank you.
La persona che arriva a scannerizzare un QR code, everyone speaks Italian? No? Okay.
No.
So when you go and you scan the QR code, let's say that I download Moon Wallet, if it's still available like right now, and I go scan that. To receive the payment, who's paying to open the channel to give me the money? Like when is the first time that I joined the game, let's say?
The company.
Okay, so you are the one sponsoring and paying me?
Yeah.
Okay.
The company is acquired, okay, in the economic model, in the business model of the game, you have to reserve some of the income to pay the transaction fees.
Okay, like customer acquisition costs includes also the opening of the channel.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And so you both make the users pay inside the game and give them money.
Yeah.
Do you already have like experiences in, are users willing to spend their Bitcoin inside games? Is it something you already tried in games, or is it still like an SDK in development?
This is one is an SDK. We're not yet released the game, but there are other cases with Lightning Network games, not so in that way, but people are using it. So why not?
Nice, thank you.
Why not?
Are there any other questions?
Sorry, one follow-up. This is just between you and the users.
Yeah.
Can it also be extended to enable like user-to-user payment? Like inside World of Warcraft, I spent a lot of money trading on the auction house. Of course. Also with other games.
Of course.
Is it okay?
We can also manage to build a marketplace, you know, inside the game. If we have a multiplayer session, we can easily make it, because just we need just to allow the user to start the invoicing.
If we have a little bit of time, I have a question actually.
Yeah.
the user experience is a little bit fiddly. You have to take your phone out. You have to scan the code on the screen. Probably you are in the middle of some action during the game. So this user experience is for security reasons. And is there something in the future to authorize the game, let's say, at the start, and then give all the authorization to process the transaction without taking the phone out and scan the QR code?
Okay, you know, for the payment experience is a matter of level design. So if you're going to plan to put a payment inside an action, it's wrong. So you have to study a strategy to make the flow, you know. This is a UX, UI, and level design matter. Okay, so there is by now the capability to delegate the transaction, but no one is going to trust it. So by now, today, that's the way. Thank you.